All right, so first, I have this really uh, simple curve. It's a lofted curve by two lines, lofted surface. Sorry. Then I can take the surface into this grasshopper definition. Then you can present this surface with color. So I will talk a little bit about this workflow, and also I will show additional components you can merge to color together. So first part, I take this surface in as a B-wrap. That's pretty simple. Then I should do this. I will just turn on the display, and I will turn on the only draw the selection. So here is the original B-wrap. Right, is a NURB surface. Then I convert this surface by subdivide surface into points. Right, depends on U and V value. You can control the density of the points. It's kind of like the tiny quads or squares to make it populate the surface. So that is control. I can drag it down, move up. You see the change. So UV values. As a result, I have hundreds, thousands of points, right? And then I kind of stream these points into this special component. This is available in the latest version of Grasshopper. The name is the surface curvature. All right, so basically, it takes in the original surface S. It takes in the UV, which is this ID number of each point. If you have UV number as 0, 0, that's a point in the corner. If you have 1, 1, that's in the opposite corner. So this is actually the UV ID for each point. You take this number in, then it generates the outcome as G, which is Gaussian curvature. And that's a curvature value associated with every single point. Then I stream this curvature value into this mathematical remapping. It will convert the big numbers, which are tiny numbers, into something between 0 and 1. So as a result, it will remap the whole distribution of values between 0 and 1. All right, and then I feed in this into a gradient color control. So that's the way I get a group of colors. Each color is associated with the curvature. So that's one way you control the color. At the same time, I will stream these points directly into this special component. The name is mesh from points. Okay, mesh from points. It take a point cloud. It take U value and V value to reconstruct a surface. Right, so you have to make sure U and V exactly match with the original, this number. Otherwise, it won't work. So you reconstruct the mesh. You can actually display preview mesh. You can sort of see this is not a NURB surface, it's a mesh surface. And this component is only available if you download, I think it's in the mesh. This is special component name is mesh from points. You have to make sure you download the, I think there's a plugin. If I go to special folders, component folder, the plugin name is Mesh Edit. All right, you can get this component from Wavebird. It's the same, it's the same programmer did the Wavebird plugin. So Mesh Edit. I will put this guy in the Dropbox so you can use it. Mesh Edit. Just make sure this component should be located in a special component folder. Okay. Then you should be able to construct a mesh based on the points. So as a result, you get this really interesting kind of pattern, which is reflect the curvature. So here you can even customize the color if you like. It will have some kind of effects like that. All right. So that's one part. At the same time, let me turn on this display. I'm going to using exactly the same concept. Take the same curve surface, subdivide into points, and this time instead of doing the curvature analysis, I will actually delete this guy. Okay, instead of doing the curvature, I'm going to feed the points into this explode or decompose the components. It will deconstruct the points into x, y, z value. And I take the z value, which is the height of each point. I feed in this z value into the same kind of remapping gradient color. So as a result, you got this shape. The higher value, higher z value, you got a red color. Lower one, you got a green color. Right. The same rule, you have to make sure you have this component, build a mesh from points. So now I will show you a new one. You can actually merge these two together. I have this curvature, I have this height. Let's do another one, name is a blend. I can blend colors. It's right here. So I feed this guy in as A. I feed this guy in as B. All right. Oh, actually, blend color. I should feed the gradient color A, gradient color B. All right, not the geometry. Sorry. All right. So I got this new blend color, and then I feed this color directly into the result. So let's give this guy to the C. All right, so now you have this kind of blended color, right, between these two. One's control the height, and another's control the curvature. I can also do another slider, and I will plug in this slider to the weight. Right, so we know it's control A and B, and the slider will control how much you can shift the color from 1. So if it's a 0, that reflects the curvature. If it's 1, reflect the height, and you have everything in between. Pretty cool, and you can animate this change. All right, this is just another way. If you want to visualize information, it could through this animated color. This is reflect pretty nice about the curvature change. All right, it will be actually a good idea. You can play with these values, and you see how this will affect the final result. I think it's better to keep the same UV number because it might be misleading if the density of points is different. So you want to keep them as the same.
Yeah, maybe with that blend component, could you do that with? Does that have to be color, or could you do that with like a shape? So could you feed like a triangle and a square in there, and then go from one to the other?
No, this is just control the color.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what you're asking is like a morphing, right? You want one shape morph to another one. I don't think Grasshopper can handle that. You can only do it through Maya has a tool. 3ds Max has a tool to morph the geometry. This is just blending the color. The calculation here is really simple. Take the RGB value between 0 and 256. You add this value to another RGB value. That's how it works. All right. So besides blend, I would encourage you to take a look at other, color control. They are pretty interesting. For example, you can control the colors by, the hue. H is hue. Saturation. You can control the luminance. You can control the alpha. So there's a lot of pretty cool controllers you can plug in to Grasshopper. All right, I think that's pretty much conclude this tutorial. Any questions? It's pretty cool, right? You can see the color shifting, and also if you manipulate the geometry, everything will change. All right, let me stop the video right here.